If you're smart, capable, and still feel stuck, this video is your end of year reality check. And stay with me till the end so that I can show you the 5 invisible traps that keep high performers like you stuck and a simple reset that you can use before the year ends to finally get traction. So here's trap number 1. Trap number 1 is you can confuse thinking with progress. Thinking more about what you want is not going to replace taking massive action. I can't tell you how many people waste days, weeks, months, and years of their life waiting for the perfect vision. Listen, don't get me wrong. Vision is important. Yes, you want to put some energy into clarifying your vision for what you want in your business, in your career, in your relationships, in your health. But if you're still thinking about that and it's the end of year and that's all you're focused on without action, you're not going to get results. So think about it this way. Here's a great metaphor I love using. Imagine walking through a pitch black cave with nothing but a flashlight. You can't see the destination. You can't see the end of where you're going. All you can see is one step in front of you. But with every step that you take, more and more of the cave illuminates until you arrive at your destination or discover you're on the wrong path. But the only way to discover you're on the wrong path is to actually put one foot in front of the other. And if you're not taking action, if you're not moving forward, then that is the number 1 trap that people confuse with progress. So that's trap number 1. Trap number 2 is you keep raising the bar so you never feel like you're winning. Now, this is really hard not to do because of the society we live in. With social media, with Instagram, with YouTube, with TikTok, we're all unconsciously comparing ourselves to others. And instead of competing with your neighbors or with people in your community, now you're seeing everyone on the planet and you're comparing your body to theirs. You're comparing your bank account to theirs. You're comparing your love relationship to theirs. And what you're not seeing is you're not seeing the behind the scenes. All you're seeing is the highlight reels. So we fall into the trap of comparing ourselves over and over and over again, and then raising the bar and going, you know what? I'm not satisfied if I only make 6 figures a year. I need to make $1 million. Or I'm not satisfied if I'm not a millionaire. I got to be a billionaire now because everybody's a billionaire, right? It's got to be really easy. This guy on TikTok told me last week that you can just, sell this little widget and become a billionaire. That's the world that we live in. So I'm not suggesting that you play small. I'm not suggesting that you stop stretching yourself, but know that every new accomplishment that you hit, even if you're growing, you could still feel stuck because you keep raising the bar. Like this next thing is not enough. That's the second trap. The third is that you're addicted to productive avoidance. This is a really powerful phrase that I've learned. So this is where you're doing emails, you're researching, you're organizing, you're using ChatGPT and AI to prepare to launch your business because it feels productive. But the tasks that you keep avoiding are the ones with emotional risk. So think about declaring on social media that you've launched your coaching business. That's just an example that I'm giving. Think about asking that person out who you're really attracted to. Think about declaring finally for yourself and creating the identity required to get in the best shape of your life. Why is that scary to do? Because what if you mess up? What if you fail? What if you get judged and rejected on the path? Those have emotional consequences. Those lead to anger and sadness and frustration and hurt and all of these things. But those are the things that are going to actually move the needle. So if you're not unwilling to stretch yourself outside of your comfort zone and feel the negative emotions, then of course you're stuck and you're not going to get unstuck this new year until you shift yourself and move away from that productive avoidance. The fourth trap is your environment is designed for distraction, not transformation. What that means is if you have set of goals in your career or goals in your business, but you find yourself scrolling on social media all day, or you find yourself, and I appreciate you watching my YouTube videos, but if you're consuming more than you're creating, then that's a huge problem. So what can you do to your environment? How can you get your phone out of the office, put it on airplane mode, put on do not disturb for 350 focus sessions a day? right? Doesn't mean that you can't take on inbound calls. I get that we get to do that. And doesn't mean that, it does mean though that you can apply focus. So that's the really key thing, is to set yourself up to win in your environment. The fifth trap is where you're trying to solve an identity problem with a to-do list. Listen, I get it. I have to-do lists. Here's one right here, right? I've got to-do lists. But if I don't first define the identity of who I need to be to accomplish these things, I'm never going to accomplish them. So who are you committed to becoming? What is your new identity? If you're starting this new year working out and going to the gym more, instead of saying I'm going to go to the gym from 0 days a week to now 4 days a week, instead define who you are committed to being. You're committed to being someone who lives a healthy life. You're someone who's strong, who has energy, who is mobile, right? That identity is who you get to become first before you talk about what you're going to do. What you don't want to what you don't want to do is drown yourself in to-do lists. So here's the end of your reset. There's really 3 decisions that you need to make to move forward and get yourself unstuck this year. Okay? Decision number 1 is choosing one result for the next 30 days, not 10 days, next 30 days. Make a commitment starting the 1st, starting today, starting tomorrow, that you're going to accomplish one thing, because one clear win is what builds momentum. You don't need to go from having no positive habits to now having a 3-hour morning routine with 12 different habits that you need to commit to. That will set you up for failure. What's one thing, one result in the next 30 days? The second decision is choose one habit that forces focus. So I said that thing earlier about focus sessions. What if you just spend 1 hour, 50 minutes of your time focused on one task, first thing in the morning? When you wake up, instead of distracting yourself with doom scrolling, you decide, I'm going to work on the project that I've defined the night before. And I'm going to put the first hour of my day in that. And if your kids wake up at 6 a.m., then guess what? That means you wake up at 4:30, right? Or 5 a.m. Or maybe you say, you know what? After 6 p.m., no social media. Or after 7 p.m., no social media. What that means is that when you're with your family at dinner, you're really present with them. You're there, and they're not seeing you distracted with a screen. And the third decision is choosing one proof of action to do daily for 7 days. Something small, but undeniable, that says I'm the kind of person who follows through. So for example, for me, my bedrock habit that I'm committed to this new year is waking up every day at 5:30 a.m. 5:30. I know that when I start my day at 5:30, even if my son wakes up super early, I still have a little bit of time for myself in the morning. I can still meditate. I can still focus a little bit on work. Some days are better than others at 5:30. At 5:30, I get a full hour or two, an hour and a half. Other days I get 30 minutes. But that's a bedrock habit. So what's one habit that you could commit to? Go ahead and leave me a comment below right now on what that habit is. Now, before I wrap up this video, if you've got value from this and you want to hear from more videos of mine, then do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. It's a signal to the algorithm that tells YouTube that my videos matter and shows them to more people. So it's a huge favor for me. I would really, really appreciate it. And once you've subscribed, make sure to check out my next video up here on the 7 habits that will make this new year the best year yet. So click up here, watch that video, and I'll see you in the next video.